of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Hello and welcome into episode number 30 of the Untitled series here on United Spurs of America. I hope you're doing well. Sorry for the late start, but shout out to Sean with Spurs Talk Show. I was over there chatting it up with Sava and Henry Wright TV. Off the top, I do want to say I got a little bit of a sad news. A rival fan who I respect and admire personally. His name's Steve. I knew him as Steve Old Boys. I do want to say rest in peace, my friend Steve. Very nice lad. He's a super Chelsea fan. You could say an ultra. And he was always respectful, always nice, very kind to me and my family and myself. And he was very supportive here on the channel. So I do want to say rest in peace, Steve. Thank you for always being a bridge between fan bases. You know what I mean? Sometimes in rivalries we get lost a little bit in the sauce as far as, how we feel about other clubs. But when it comes down to it, there's still other people on the other side of that fence, and you know what? They have just as much love to give and to share with others, and Steve was definitely one of those people. So if you knew him, definitely have an extra one for him in whatever form you have one. But RIP to Steve, Old Boys. Even though you supported Chelsea, you were always very good to me. You were always very kind to me. So big ups, first and foremost, to Steve. Rest in peace. But how are we all doing? I hope y'all are doing great. It is Tuesday. I'm wearing the taco tee. It is Taco Tuesday. You know how we like to live out here in Texas. But I just want to say also shout out to the Patreon members. Big ups to Alan 10-inch Sibley. Big up to C. Sherman and all the YouTube chat members in the house as well. I want to say big ups to every single time to them. Again, this is episode 30. As you know, the big news of today, Gift Orban allegedly has agreed to terms. I mean, we'll have to see what it says. See what we think about the reliability. I'll pull it up here so everyone can see, and then that way maybe we could say, oh, is this true or is this not true? But we'll get into it in just a second. But let me see who got the first place prize today. That'll be Mr. Bobby K is in the house from Three Spurs Boys. Big up, Bobby K. David Calvino. Good evening, Jacob and howdy, Bobby K. Big up, David. Good to see you in the house. Ruthless Big Al. Big up, Jacob. Like secured. Big up, Al. Big up, H Talks. Smash the likes, guys. Jacob is a great guy. Has an awesome football channel. Appreciate that. Do appreciate you showing some love. I do also want to say shout out to everyone who's tapping in at this current moment. I believe we got some people coming on over from the Spurs Talk Show, so big up Sean for that. Ed is in the house as rest in peace. Rest in peace, Steve. We're going to do this one for you. That was wonderful, Jacob. Big up, Big Al. Big ups to you guys as well. Hope y'all doing all right with the news. Special shout out to Steve's family as well. Rich, a YouTube chat member, and Elvis G, the first YouTube chat members, checking in the house. Big up, Jay. Big up, Rich. Hope you're keeping well. C. Sherman says, Gift Orban has some nice dance moves. I'll show it. I'll show you a little bit. This man been dancing. I've been seeing him dancing, and he's been dancing every time he scores a hat trick, so it happens often. Michael says, is it hot in El Paso? It is too hot to stop, in my opinion. But yesterday we did have some rain, so it cooled down just a little bit here in El Paso. Big up, Michael. Big up to everyone who's new, tapping in. Please do hit that like. It does go a long way. If you so choose, I always say I'm never going to put in the poll, have you liked the video or have you not liked the video? I'm always just going to simply ask how you're feeling and what you're thinking. So today's question is, if and where do you see Orban fitting into the Spurs squad? And right now, with 50%, people saying he's fully Coys, start him at the 9 as soon as possible. And I couldn't agree more. I have a little bit of me in every single answer. I like to represent all factions here. All opinions are welcome, no matter if I agree with them or not. I appreciate you being here. Let me say what's up to some more people in the chat before I keep on going. Ian Satwick, that's a new name. Also, anyone new in the chat, tell me where you're tapping in from, because I like to let everyone know off the jump that you are appreciated here. If no one's told you that they appreciate you, know that I appreciate you. There's anywhere in the world that you could choose to be, and you chose to be a United Spurs of America at this juncture. Whether you're live or watching this on playback, I want you to big up yourself right now. Again, I would encourage you to go ahead and hit the like. You don't have to, but you can. It helps me. It's free. I always equate it like this. Hitting the like is like grabbing free beer on your way into the party. In my opinion, it costs you nothing. It's just a little bit of an effort. All you got to do is hit that like, subscribe, and you know what? It goes a long way for someone like myself and someone who's throwing the parties every day. On this channel, bring content about 5-6 days a week, or at least that's what we strive to do. Let me say what's up to a couple more people, and I do have an esteemed guest, an esteemed resident of the channel who will be here. He's flipping me off backstage in his green room, but you know what? He's too celebrity now. The guest that I've brought, he's so celebrity at this point. He has a whole writer. He has everything. You know, he gives you a list. These are my demands if I'm gonna appear on your show today. This is what I need you to do. But big up again. Let me know where y'all tapping in from. Here's a new name as well. I seen you over there at Spurs Talk Show, Adekunle. Let me know where y'all tapping in from. I always love knowing where people are checking in. I myself am in Texas, the United States of America, and this is the United Spurs of America. Ed says it's hot as fuck. I do agree. Balpinder, evening. Big up, sir. How are you doing? Derek Smith in the house says hi, Jacob. A great evening to you. Big up, Derek Smith. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. Chris Peters in the house. Evening, Jacob. I don't want to miss anyone. Let me make sure I say hi. Darius Vasilyankaitis. He's back in the house. It's been a while since I've seen you, Darius, but big up yourself. Thank you for being here, my friend. Todd Spurs is back. Another YouTube chat member. Big up, Jacob and chat. Big up, Todd Spurs. Patty Hartnett says, just popping in to say hi, buddy. Hit a like. Hope you're keeping well. I am my residential Limerick Spurs man. As you can see, I'm supporting it. I'm actually squeezing. Look, this is a Limerick ball as well. So big up, Patty Hartnett. Hope you're keeping well. Conrad says Tottenham is recycling bins, or those trash bins. I don't know, but big up. He's over there on the Twitch. We got a couple people watching on the Twitch. That's kind of cool. Not many people do tune in on the Twitch, but I always want to shout them out when I see him. Cy Dancer is in the house. Sadansa says, big up, Jacob. Big up yourself. Tequila's in the house. Says, I'm very happy to be here. I support your war against terror. What about these terrorists? Tequila, what are you talking about? George Bush drink. What? I'm going to take that down. That was a little outlandish, my friend. Howard Vale. Hi, Jacob. Spurs are firm admirers of Crystal Palace's Abriche Eze. I love him very much. He would be a very good player for us. Sources have not ruled out a surprise bid for Tottenham coming in the next weeks. I do know I got some Olise news. Obviously, Chelsea are activating that release clause. Adekunle says, Jacob, being an American, you won't know how to say my name. Did I say it right, Adekunle? Is that right, or did I say it wrong? Please tell me how to pronounce it. Put it in the phonetics, and I'll try and figure that out. Another Twitch out there says, hello, Porpotra. I don't know how to say your name, but greetings from Brazil. Hello. I used to know how to say hello in Portuguese, but I'm sorry I do not. But greetings. Hello. Hey, Beer Talk. Beer Talk's here. Orban straight in says, Darius, I agree. I came in from Sean. Big up, Sean. And Spurs Talk Show. Big supporter here of the channel. Balpinder says, hi from London. Hello, hello. London from Neil Prime. So we got a couple people from London tapping in. My guest is all the way from across the world, down under. So if that tells you at all who it could be, then maybe you will know. But big ups, everyone. He's still flipping me off. I guess all the cookies and ice cream and all the drinks he could want in the back room weren't enough. So you know what? I think he's itching to come on. So without further ado, let me go ahead. Big ups, everyone in the chat. I will make sure to come through and say hello to every single one of y'all, especially all the new names. I appreciate y'all being here. But let me bring him in. He's rearing to go. He can't wait to show his beautiful mug on this camera. But here he is. Without further ado, we got Paul from Hotspur. Hippie. Hey, mate, how you doing?
I was giving you thumbs up, Jacob.
Oh, that support. Maybe it's, yeah, because you were so small. It looked like you were doing this. And you know what? I might have mistaken it. How you living, Paul?
I'm all right. What have you got? A 4-year-old's pajamas on today? What the hell?
What the hell are you talking about? It's Taco Tuesday. What you mean? This is the FC Dallas. When I worked there, they did some like fake jersey. They acted like this was our away kit for one season, and then they filmed the players' reactions. And so after we did that, there was several of these left over, and of course I had to snag myself one. So
that's cool.
But yeah, it was a cool time. Michael's from Melbourne, Australia. How far is that from you, Paul?
Oh, it's about 10 hours drive.
About 10. Oh, just a quick cheeky tenor. But good morning to all the people in Australia. Good morning, Paul. I should have said good morning. It is the afternoon here in El Paso, Texas, 4 in the afternoon. If you're tuning in from London, it's a little bit late, just after 11 p.m. I hope you're keeping well. Nathan says he's from Minneapolis. Come on, you Spurs. And come on, you L Bird Army. Well, who's the Albert? I don't know who that is, but big up Nathan from Minneapolis. Big up Chris Peters from Essex. Marcus Brody's in the house. First time here from Hampshire, UK. Big up. We have New Hampshire out here in the States, and I always imagined there was an old Hampshire somewhere, or just regular Hampshire. And you know what? Is it Hampshire or Hampshire?
Hampshire.
Hampshire. Got it.
No, Hampshire.
Hamster?
Hampshire.
We'll get it. We'll sort it, Paul, on the way in. We'll sort it. Adekunle just subscribed from Texas. Big up, my Texas brethren as well. Hi Marcus, or hi Jacob from Ireland, says Marcus McNamara. Big up Marcus, all the way to Ireland. Can't wait to visit there one day. I'm trying to, as you can see, I support the Limerick Spurs. Stuba Spurs says London and hello. Good evening to you. Thank you for being here. Ian Satwick says I'm watching live from the UK. Big up and good evening. Just past 11 p.m. for you. Big up yourself right now for being here. I do appreciate every single one of you. Neil Primus says I just subscribed. Big up Neil. Appreciate that. It is free to do. You don't have to. It is a free universe, so you can do as you please, but I do encourage you to do so. We are now 2 subs away from 1,900, which that would mean 102 subs away from the big 2K. So if you haven't subscribed, there's about over 200 of y'all in the house. If you haven't subscribed, we might be able to hit 2K before the night's over. That's a possibility. But you know what? I'm thankful for everyone who has hit the subscribe thus far. There's about 25 of y'all that have hit it since we gone live. So big up Sean for that as well. Kamikaze in the house says, I trust Ange's opinion on Richarlison. He's putting constant pressure on, doing the runs, needs more service. Give it to him. Hey, I was just talking about this on Sean's show. I don't think that much in that front three is going to change, at least for these first 3 matches. I really can see these first 3 matches, Ange sticking with what he's trying to build and want to see more out of. For me, if I had to bet on one change to happen in this 11, it's Papa Matasar to come in for Oliver Skip. That's just for me. Preferably, I would like to do Sun down the middle, but I don't think that drastic of a change and that quick of an assumption of Richarlison's input to this system. I don't know if that's really a good thing to do. Paul, where do you stand in the whole as far as this 11? Do you see us sticking with the same 11 for like this match coming up against United? Is it going to kind of be what we saw? Where do you lie in your expectations going forward?
Well, I like Papa Matasaurus over Skip. Any day. I think Skip is, no, he's a bit limited, isn't he?
I Papi Matasar? No? Do we not like that nickname?
No, that'll do.
I Papi Matasar. But anyway, continue. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, man. Up front, it's a weird one. I think we just got to grind it out and see how they go. I think Richarlison, he's got to work a bit more on getting space. There were glimmers. It didn't quite come off of Maddison linking up with Richarlison, and I think if that happens, then it might well open up Son and Kulu a little bit as well, and everyone just relax and get into the groove of it, and I think it'd be fine. But I don't think it's like disastrous or anything like that at the moment. I think it's worth. It wasn't so bad you'd think, change it all, but maybe in 3 games we might be saying that. But yeah, no, I think stick with it. I'd like maybe see Manor Solomon come on. But I think Ange is still, he didn't make that many substitutions. I think he's still trying to get minutes into their legs, especially now that we're playing more minutes because time wasting isn't going to work in matches anymore. So I think there's a little bit of a trade-off maybe there, and hopefully that will come good.
I agree with you there, Paul. I'm hoping it'll come good too. I want to say big up Justin, rival fan in the house. All rival fans welcome to join. Banter's much appreciated because honestly, any competitive sport I ever played, I like to say this, in competitive sports, I do better when I get a little bit of pushback. When someone's challenging me, I do a little bit better. When you're talking to me, tell me I ain't shit, I ain't going to do this, X, Y, and Z, just makes me want to do it that much harder. So I appreciate any rival fan helping push us along. Also, big up to Cincinnati, Ohio, wine guy and Spurs fan. Big up. Ed Sweeting says, hi, Jacob. Big up. Great show. Nice vibe. Try to keep the vibes immaculate here. You know, life is stressful enough that on this channel, I like to keep things fresh and blessed and stress-free as much as I can, especially once Dyer gets gone. I know the rumors were false, but that was a good little time that we had. This wasn't even something I wanted to talk about in the show, but think about how fun for like an hour that was. We were dreaming of him.
I was streaming, right? I was streaming when all this started coming out about Eric Dyer's stopped following Tottenham and all the players voted and except Dyer, and I was like sucked completely into it because it was fun. It's like, yes, come on.
Bobby the Greek's in the house. Big up Bobby the Greek says big
Yeah,
up Jay. Was watching along on Spurs chat. Way to represent the U.S. Always trying to do my best. You know, for any Americans out there, it's a little bit of an uphill battle sometimes when chatting ball with for me foreigners. Because they immediately think just because you're American, it's not the number one most watched sport in this country that you don't know ball. And to me, quite frankly, I like to put them in their place and prove them wrong because you know what? It doesn't matter where your parents conceived you. Your eyes and your brain and your heart all work the same, in my opinion, as far as breaking down the ball. That's just my opinion. Big up a new name in the chat as well. Kartik Kosher says UAE. That is United Arab Emirates, Dubai, I believe. So big up all the way over there. What time is it for you? Josh Melton in the house came from Spurs Show. Tom's in London. Big up Tom in London. St. Neots, UK. What? I don't know where that is, Darius. Do you know where that is?
Never heard of it, man.
Never heard of it, but big up Darius. Hope you're keeping well wherever that is. Scott Culver. Hello, Jacob. Big up, Scott. Big up, Kamikaze in Australia. Good morning, Kamikaze. Bobby Andrews says, hi, Jacob. New subscriber from Cardiff, Wales. Oh, I know Cardiff, the city, or the club. I haven't been there, but I've heard of them. Statement for you. The lad Tuna from Wolves will be bought by a big team after the season. Kuna. I think he fits us perfectly along with Neto, pace and attacking. You know what? Pedro Neto versus Manchester United. He was absolutely phenomenal. First day back from injury. I think a lot of us forgot about that player out there. I wouldn't be surprised if someone snatches him up before the deadline or potentially in January. Big up, Bobby Andrews. Glad to see you here, and good evening as well. I know it's quite late for some of y'all. Caption Grandma's in the house. Good day, Jacob. One and all checking in from Yorkshire. Big ups. BT in the house. Would you want Deuce Vaughn to play right back for Spurs or part of the front attack? Tapping in from New York. Big up BT. Sending love all the way to New York. Deuce Vaughn. You're talking about that little man. Hey, he's had a good preseason so far. Let's see what he does. Big up all the way to New York, BT. Big up the Irish Hotspur each and every time. My favorite place in YouTube that I like to go. So big up to yourself. Adekunle says, you just said my name properly too. Look at that. I told you, Adekunle. Don't worry. I may mispronounce it on purpose, but that's because I'm giving you a nickname. It's like I do with Big Ange. I know it's Ange Postecoglou, but I just put the Big Ange on it because I think it has a little bit more lemon juice, so to speak. You know what I mean? A little bit more sauce on the burrito, if you will. Hello, DB1ification. Believe they're saying good evening, good night. Kalimera, I don't know how to read Greek. I'm gonna keep it 100. I got the Greek flag
Like
when I was in.
You were doing there, man. You fooled me. I thought, bloody hell, Jacob can read Greek.
I can't read Greek, but I'm assuming this is something like Kalispera, Kalimera, like hello, good evening. I once told my taxi, in Greece when I was in there, I told the taxi driver, I said, Kalinikta, and he's like, no, you don't say that to me. That's like you're tucking someone in good night like you're a kid, and you're like, good night. And so I didn't understand that. And so I'm like, good night. And he's like, excuse me. So, but I don't know how to read Greek. I'm going to be 100% honest. But shout out. Indeed. Sam Dyke says from Brisbane, Jacob, morning. Brisbane. Where's Brisbane? Is that Australia?
Brisbane? Yeah, it's Queensland, north. About 10 hours. Everything's okay. 10 hours.
Mia W's in the house from Spurs Between the Lines. Big up, Mia, and congrats on the 1K. Well deserved, well earned to a great channel out there. It says, my bed, my the sea. Good night. I'll watch this back. I wanted to say big up, Jacob. Might use your voice to sleep. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I've been getting that joke a lot lately. People say I'm so soothing. I'll put you right to sleep. But you know what? I guess this is the perfect time to be tuning in the UK if that's what you're trying to do. Rich is checking in from Central London. Quincy B's in the house. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Quincy. Side dancer. Just listening to you while playing FC24 beta. I'm very jealous of you. I did not get a single beta code. I'm very upset. I wanted a beta code, but congratulations, you lucky man. It's a Borat quote. Oh, sorry, went right over my head. Inthaj, big up Inthaj. Good to see you back. Says great to see you again on video. Hey Inthaj, always great when you're in the house. Good to see you back. Hope you had a great summer. Welcome back into the chat. Drula's here. Evening, Jacob. Big up, Drula Adekunle. You just said my name properly. I try to anyway. Big up to Irish Hotspur every single time. John Ince. Big up, Jacob from London. Just sub to your show. Big up, John. Appreciate you being here. By the sea, Mia. Drift. May you drift to sleep ever so gently by the sea. That was my impersonation of waves. Did it come across like some waves?
I thought I was at Bondi for a second there.
I've been known with my Conte accent to be quite deceiving. You're like, is that Antonio or is that Jacob?
Oh, give us a go. Give us a go.
This club, these players. That's all you get.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
I never want to see what I saw today. Like, okay. I love the clips. They're now using it for like trolling purposes. It's kind of fun. Shout out Antonio Conte for the meme-worthy rant that he went on. Hello from Hertfordshire. Hello, Kim. Hertfordshire. Hertfordshire. Hertfordshire.
English is a language, isn't it? Like you look through some languages, like I know, like a bit, Helvetica. They're very phonetic. Whereas you go to England and it's like, well, how do you pronounce these words?
It's tough, man. People say when I say some words, it's like they're like, "This isn't the Lord of the Rings." I think like Kim and Jim's, Kate and Jim say that. Alistair, big up, Alistair. Good morning from down under. Good morning. Anyone new? Just know that I rep the Kangaroos since I was a child. Team Kangaroos, my life. So anyone down under, I know what you do to the Kangaroos. Just don't talk about it because I love them very much. They've been my favorite animal for quite some time.
You're making my mouth water already.
Don't you say it, you cannibal, you meat-eating bad. I'll eat a cow. I'll eat a pig. I'll eat a chicken. I'll eat eggs. I'll eat fish.
You'll eat a rabbit?
I'll eat a rabbit if I'm out there in the...
Yeah, it's just like a big rabbit.
No, it's not. They're lovable. They have feelings. They have a lot of emotions inside, and you just slaughter them.
Little Joey. Oh, isn't it cute? Give me a hug, Jacob.
Oh,
take your head off.
I love that video you sent me. The mother kangaroo with the little Joey. That made my day. I love seeing it, honestly. But I know what y'all do. Don't tell me. We pretend like that doesn't happen here. This is a safe place. Big up, Lisa, all the way to Mexico. Viva la Mexico. Orale, Lisa says, big up, Jacob and Paul. Looking forward to the show. Big up, Lisa. Just saying hello to everyone. There's a lot of people in the house. Let me keep growing through. Two superstars. People showing some love to Paul. Big up, Paul, my favorite hippie. Everyone showing love to Paul. Big up. Milton Nobrega's in the house from Wollongong. Big up, Milton. Loons, big up. All good in London, says Mary Dub. Big up, Mary Dub. Alexandre Castro says, who said that for Orban? Oh, I'll show you. Don't worry. I will be showing you. As soon as I say hello to everyone, I will show you what I saw on the Twitter. I guess it's X now, not Twitter. Richard Evans, big up, Jacob Like Secure. Big up, Richard. Hope you're keeping well. Big up, Irish Hotspur. Hi, Jacob from Burton on Trent, Derbyshire. Beer Town of England. Ooh, big up, Peter Ford. I like that. Got to visit there whenever I come to town. Dry Rose Peanut is from the Planters Factory. You be careful out there. I know they're trying to roast you, my friend. Jacob and Paul, how will Spurs beat Man United? I will star that, and I will ask it whenever we get this show on the road. I do want to say, if you have any questions, you can super chat, but again, if you don't want to do that, I know times are tough. You could do the free thing. Just hit a Q. Just a capital Q, and that'll alert my brain to say, here's a question to star. You can do it in a super chat. You can grab the membership, and I'll see it easier. Or you just hit that Q. I will star it, and we'll bring it up throughout the show, so don't worry about that. SOF is in the house talking about Ezzy. I'm going to star this, and we'll bring that up as well. I do want to talk about Gift Orban off the jump, Paul. I don't know if you've had a chance to really dive and sink your teeth into some juicy steaks, like highlight comps of this guy. Did you happen to watch any of the Conference League last season?
No. I was having a bit of a chat about Gift Orban on my stream this morning, and because I'm not too familiar with it, because, of course, any player that doesn't play for Tottenham, I don't really know much about, really. But this guy was saying that he didn't come through an academy. He came through a different way and was signed up when he was 19. There's something about that I kind of like, that there's some sort of instinctive footballer in there instead of someone that's just been taken out of school because they were tall and say, right, you're going to be a footballer. He's done it a different way. So it could be good. But more than that, I don't really know. But I get it. A lot of people are excited about him. So,
Yeah. I'm excited about him, if I'm honest.
Right.
I did see, I think we're still, big up Phil P. Woo is in the house. Whenever we were still in the Champions League at this juncture, when he did score that. So we were playing the game in which he got the fastest hat trick. If I recall correctly, we were playing, but I remember seeing it at halftime. Actually, it was I think Arsenal was no, who was that? There was someone I was paying attention to in the Europa League, and then they were showing Europa League conference highlights, and that's where I first heard of Gift Orban, because he had the fastest hat trick in European history. And so then on my phone, which is now dead, but on my phone I have SofaScore, and so you can follow players on there. And so I've followed him since that moment, and I'd like to do that with outskirt players you don't think of on clubs. You know, a lot of people look at Bundesliga, La Liga, maybe Ligue 1, or the Serie A for their players. I think there's a lot of players there. There's a lot of eyes there, but sometimes the Eredivisie, the Belgian leagues, these super leagues, Portuguese, there's hidden gems in each and every single one. You can even see it in the Argentinian Premier League. They're everywhere, and so it's hard to keep up with a lot of them. So, but what I do is I'll follow them. And Gift Orban, I'm not trying to take the piss here. I've talked about him since last January. You can go back, you can look at the live streams on this channel that I've mentioned him with Michael and myself, but I have brought up that this guy's a goal-scoring machine. He's a complete striker. I wanted him to study under Harry Kane, was kind of my hope why I mentioned him in January, him and Mickey Van de Veen. And the fact that we're linked with a guy, and we've already gotten one guy that I wanted from last season, Mickey Van de Veen, and now we're linked with Gift Orban. There's a lot of things there for me personally to be happy about, almost like I called it. I don't want to say I told you so, but it is one of those moments where it's like, I'm glad someone's seeing the same thing I'm seeing, because I get frustrated over the years when I watch players like that, and then we go get a Brian Hill instead, and then we go get a Joe Rodon, and it's like, come on, over time, this will wear you down. But to see some players getting picked up, at least rumored with Spurs, that I've had hopes like, oh, in a faraway land, we're going to sign Mickey Van de Veen. Then we actually did it. In a faraway land, we'll sign Moussa Diaby. We didn't do that one. In a faraway land, we'll sign Xavi Simons. These are players that I've always been like, and we got rumored and linked with Xavi Simons. But again, Gift Orban's one of those players just like, I bet he'll go to Liverpool and be a star, or go to United and be a star, and everyone be like, where did he come from? And that's one of the things then that I would use to beat Tottenham over the head with and say, why don't we do these business? But now we're moving in a data-driven model, and we're starting to find these gems that I find as well through not really a data-driven model, just kind of keeping my eyes and ears peeled and researching and looking up. So it's interesting. It's definitely interesting to see this direction.
You know, I said this before, but Jacob, I'm going to go through every single inch of your footage, and if I don't find you months ago talking about Gift Orban,
you'll find it.
I'm going to expose you.
Show me the evidence, man. Show me the evidence.
That's it, man.
I want to see the data exchange, my friend, between me and my voice and Gift Orban. That's what I want to see. Minnesota's in the house. Gonna say hello to some more of the chat real quick. Let me know what y'all think about Gift Orban in the poll. It is absolutely free. I see we have over 100 likes. That makes me a very, very happy man. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. There's over 220 of y'all in the house. I could sit here.
20, man.
220. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to everyone who's here right now. It does make me very happy. Normally, Paul and I like to shoot the shit in front of what, 30 to 80 people.
I had 20 this morning, man.
Yeah, 20. So we're dressed up a little bit today. We're dressed up. We're right here on 30 minutes. I'm not going to ask too many times, but I will just say it is free. You don't have to. You can watch. You can hit dislike. You can do nothing. But participate in the poll. It lets me know how we're feeling. Out of 114 votes, when we're talking about Gift Orban, it says, if and where do you see him fitting in? 51% says he's fully Coys. Start him at the 9 as soon as possible. And then another 30% say he's coming, but he won't start right away. So a little bit of a divide on the fans that think we will get Gift Orban over the line. Personally, we've been so heavily linked with him, it'll be a little bit of a heartbreak to not see it happen. But allegedly, I'm going to go ahead and here show it now. Allegedly, let me do this so we can see that better. Per this person, Ekram Kanur, who they have over 213,000 followers on Twitter. Let me take this down. Hi, Hotspur. Hello. Let me move this banner Wait, I'll just keep that going. There you go. As of 7 hours ago, that we have allegedly agreed to personal terms with the Nigerian striker Gift Orban as the search for a Harry Kane successor continues. And the details are on this website, Go Ball Live. Again, this source, I'll show you here right now. Let's see. Boom. 237,000 global transfer expert. So what are we saying, Paul? When you look at this, you hear this. A source is now saying it. Are we saying this is a reliable source, or is this more hoopla from the hoopla? What are you saying?
Well, there seems to be a lot of people saying the same thing, that it's kind of, we're making a verbal contact and all that. So,
But that's the thing sorry, I just
sorry.
No. I didn't mean, that's my fault as an ungrateful host interrupting you so poorly. So apologies for that, Paul. But I just want to caveat that typically you agree to terms unless you're West Ham trying to get Harry Maguire off United. You go to the player and you agree to terms, and then you go to the club and say, here's how much they want to come here. It's already confirmed. Because if you go and you do what West Ham did and you say, we're spending XYZ and we're doing 2 different bids on Harry Maguire, and he don't even want to leave. He said, no, this chair right here is perfect. Comfortable.
I love Manchester.
Yeah, who wants to go play for West Ham if you're at United? Let's be honest. So I don't blame him for doing that if it's me. But what do you continue with what you're saying before I so rudely interrupted you?
No, I think there seems to be quite there's a lot of buzz around this, and so I mean, if I was to take a guess, it sounds like it's going to happen to me. There doesn't seem to be any impediment to it happening. And it's good. It's nearing the end of the window, so we've got to just put the money on the table, haven't we? But that West Ham, that was when I read that this morning, that Harry Maguire, because it's all been agreed terms, yeah, it's almost a done deal, and then Harry Maguire just says, I like it up here, man.
I don't. It's almost a Davinson Sanchez thing, right? Like that's kind of how he's managed to stick around. He's like, I'm not gonna go if you don't make me. Big up. I want to make sure I say hello to everyone in the chat. If I have missed what you're trying to say, I do apologize. There's 230 people watching right now, so I will try to make sure. If you don't want to super chat, if you super chat, it supports the channel, goes a long way. It's very helpful. Just hit a Q and a dash, and then I'll see that and I can start, and we'll make sure to bring it up. But big up everyone who did come over from Sean's stream. Peter Ford says, having just come off Sean's stream, and I think people have to remember both Kulu and Sonny used to be counterattack players. The system is different and they need time. My main thing I wanted to harp on this part here is they need time. I think we all need time. Ange Postecoglou needs time. These players in this system need time. Clearly, we're not going to be clicking on all cylinders. I'm not upset with the result. I know you're not either, Paul. But when we look at this front three specifically, do you think that they need more time? Go ahead.
Well, also Brentford, they did park the bus, which I'm not whinging about. That's a legitimate tactic if you're a bit of a scaredy cat.
They did it well.
And so when you've got 11 players in the box, it is fine. It is hard to find little gaps, and we found an alternative way of scoring in that situation. So maybe Man United, who I think we're going to thrash because they were crap against Wolves. They're going to be a bit more progressive. They're going to give us a bit more chances, maybe for a bit of traditional Sonny and Kulu style setup, and Richarlison in the middle. Maybe, I don't know.
I just feel like at this juncture, it's kind of, what would that say to Richarlison? You got to imagine this man, when Kane was officially out the door, this man was strutting into work like he just got a new pair of shoes. You know what I mean? He's strutting, he's sauntering through the training grounds like, hello, everyone. Don't worry. The real number 9 is here. And you know what? Everyone back up. I got this. He did that. So imagine after one match, right? I think he had one shot on target, under 40 touches. I think it was 36 or 38 touches that he had. He's got to be feeling pretty frustrated. I would imagine if you bench him at this juncture and put Sonny up the middle like I want, that would disrupt any kind of confidence that this young man is building up for himself. Is it too quick to make?
The reason I was late coming on here was because I was just watching the Steve Perryman podcast.
Big up, Spurs King.
Which I highly recommend to everyone. And he mentioned that about Richarlison, that he hasn't had a really long enough run to get himself into form. So he didn't have it last season. Then there was injuries, and so maybe it'll take a few games for him to find that form and that confidence. And if you change it now, as you say, it might just it'll turn that saunter into a topple over into the ditch with a bottle of gin or something. I don't know.
Big up Matt D says good morning from Gold Coast, Australia. Love the positivity on both of your channels. Big up Matt D, appreciate you being here. Honestly,
10 hours from me.
It's kind of another 10-hour, a quick tenor for you. I want to digress just for a second, but it's pretty surreal for me in this moment that I have a friend like you, Paul, in Australia. There's a lot of people who tune into the show regularly that are from Australia. And as a kid, I used to sit there and just look at a map of Australia, the flag of Australia, kangaroos, the freaking Tasmanian devils, the little kiwi birds. I was in love with the wildlife of Australia. And now it's just, I don't know, as an adult, it's kind of surreal, like knowing people from there. And, there's people that live there. It's really cool. It's really cool. The internet is a crazy place, and it can be a dangerous, dark place and a sad place. But I love it for the fact that it connects people like us. So big up yourself. And I love the positivity as well. I always say life does enough to bring you down. Why would you want to come here and let me bring you down some more? So I'm going to try and give you reasons to be a little bit more happy, or at least distracted anyway. Ange is the way I bring it. Big up Chris Peters. Big up Lisa says, Jacob, your big Ange puts a southern twang on it. Sounds good. I agree. I kind of like it. I'm just going to keep it the same way. That's kind of how I feel. Bobby the Greek, my man, I tried. Whenever I was in Greece, I definitely tried to learn the language and be as, anytime I see him, kalimera, kalispera, but never kalinikta. Apparently, if you say kalinikta, it's romantic. So don't say it to another man unless it's unless he's feeling the vibe too. But my taxi driver was not. Spurs King, local shop, about 10 hours. Craig Panghurst, big up Craig. I follow you on Twitter. Big up. Glad to see you here. It says watching live from an A380 over Africa heading back to the UK. Oh, very nice. That's very nice. And the plane, so you paid for the Wi-Fi. I think I saw your tweet. You were drinking a nice, maybe was it a Chardonnay? I don't know what it was. Nice looking white wine. You look like you were seated up nice. Enjoy the flight, my friend. Happy tidings and happy travels. Good to see you here. I haven't seen you here before, but I do follow you on Twitter. I think you followed me back yesterday, so good to see. Good to see you here. Darius says, Paul, 10-hour drive in any direction from civilization. That's where you want to be, right in the thick of it, in the outback, right? You don't want to be in the...
Well, no, I'm in Sydney, so I'm in a city, but I'd prefer to be 10 hours in the middle of nowhere, actually.
Dub Shaman, even Pakistan watching. Look at that. International. I love the love. Everyone's showing up. Big up, Mr. Bentancur, says Kevin G. I did have a little bit of... They used to invite me on We Are Tottenham TV just to come say Bentancur whenever he would do well. It was like, I'd never get invited on that show unless Bentancur had a good day. If he had a good day, then they're like, let's get Jacob on. And if not, they're like, who the hell's that guy? But I saw you the other morning on the pump up, Paul. Yeah. So big ups for that.
That was fun.
Big up Elijah as well. Says big up United Spurs from Kenya. Big up Kenya. Big up all the way out there. Big up to Mia. Absolutely. Has Orban actually agreed terms? If this source is to be believed, Ekram Kanur, it is allegedly the truth. Allegedly, he is a global transfer expert. Let's meander through his Twitter real quick, Jake Atkins, and let's see what we think if it's true. Again, he says he's a global transfer expert. He has 237.4 thousand followers. Allegedly, he contributes on Top Mercado, that Daily Mercado. They're a pretty reliable source out there, I think, in the France world. Ballon Latino. Interesting. I don't know. Let's see what else is he talking about on his timeline. Al Nasir, in for Gabriel, Romeo Lavia to Chelsea. We knew that because Fab said here we go. He did give the here we go. Crystal Palace are making a bid for Sporting CP's Ghanaian Abdul Isahaku. Oh, very interesting. Could that potentially be because Elise is on the way to Chelsea? I believe that is. But I don't know if this source is to be. Pablo Solari. He's actually a good little Argentinian player. Well, Crystal Palace is looking in for him too.
I'll tell you what, man, because you gave me a telling off for not doing any research when
I
I was
did.
a guest on your show. I've just done some research for you, and
Okay, here we go.
and this is from Voetbal Newsby, which I suppose is Belgium. And hang on, when was this? Yeah, this is recent enough. Tottenham Hotspur are increasingly pressing for the transfer of Gift Orban. He has already begun preparing for his departure by benching the striker and playing replacements.
When was this?
15th of August.
That's today.
Yesterday.
Well, that's today for me. It's still Tuesday, August 15th in America.
Time's confusing.
Time's a man-made concept anyway. Big up Zedi, new to the channel, just subscribe. Big up.
30 million euros is wanted for his sale, apparently.
Breaking news: Tonali did smile this weekend. He scored in the game in his debut, and he did smile. I did like a shout out to Corvo, y'all's admin. He did. That was a great response, honestly, from the admin. He tweeted, "Bro doesn't even want to be here," after he scored, and he's smiling, and it's great. Big up Corvo. Y'all smashed Aston Villa, giving some hope that we could do the same. Hello from Derbyshire. Derbyshire. Big up Peter. Sorry for bashing your freaking town's name, man, but I'm here in the south. I'm from the south, man, and sometimes Derbyshire I can't get it right, but I apologize. Go Matildas for tonight. Go Matildas. That's the Aussie women, right? They're called the Matildas. I learned that on your stream yesterday.
I'm conflicted. Australia versus England in the semi-final. So.
The Spurs fan says we have not agreed to terms with Orban, but allegedly, per this guy, we did. I don't know. Wolves got robbed. Yes, they did. They're pests. Big up Scott M in the house. Says big up Jacob and Paul. For once, I get to pick the positive option in a poll. Oh, Scott's picking. Whoa, here we go. Everyone is. Whoa, big up Scott all the way to Canada. Big up Jacob. When we get you, man, it's curtains again. Nah. Well, you might score 5, but we might score 4 or 5 also. I'll put it that way. Big up Irish. Sam Dyke says, I've been a long-suffering Spurs supporter for as long as I can remember, but finally I think we are going in the right direction under Ange. This guy's a perennial winner who would... and I think that was the end of his message. But the perennial winner part, you could throw that out of the equation, in my opinion, when it comes to talking about what Ange Postecoglou could do with us. Because personally, Jose Mourinho is a proven winner, a serial trophy winner. Antonio Conte is a serial proven trophy winner. You could say in Saudi Arabia that Nuno Espirito Santos is a proven serial trophy winner. So that part, to me, I don't use it to beefing up Ange's status. What I do, for me personally, is the way he approaches everything, Ange Postecoglou, the way he handles himself in the press conferences in front of media. Think about everything that this man has been through in the short time that he's been manager of this football club. Brutal. All the shit. Could you imagine Jose Mourinho in the Kane saga? Could you imagine Antonio Conte during the Kane saga? And the way he handled it with such tact, poise, and maturity, I absolutely love him. After 8 training sessions when we played West Ham, we looked so completely different. I absolutely trust Ange Postecoglou. So the fact that he's a winner, I take that out of the equation because we've had winners here before who couldn't get a tune out of Sanchez, and Sanchez was turning around eating grass. And now look, Ange puts his arm around him, and what? All of a sudden you play better. I'm just saying, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but you know what? It is what it is. Big up Jazz Fusion as well in the house. Big up Woodsy 1021 says, what time is it in your time zone? Love the commitment. It is 4:30 in the afternoon, just before lunchtime here in El Paso, Texas. Ange Ball will get punctured at St. James's Park, even though I like the man. What do you say to this? Ange Ball's getting punctured at St. James's Park. I don't think...
I'd say at least we don't have a fictitious creature on our badge. It all starts from that.
Yeah, Corvo. Get your badge sorted. What is it, a horse or a seahorse? It's got legs and a tail like a seahorse. What is going on here? Win...
Newcastle did look good, though, to be fair, didn't they? So it's going to be an exciting fixture, that one.
No, that's true. Captain Grandma says Orban looks to be a great striker, but are there any stats on his ability to press? I don't believe that Gent is very much of a high press like we are, but if you look, and I'll go ahead and I'll pull it up here so everyone else can see this man Gift Orban. But if you look at the areas that he occupied last season for Gent in the Pro League, He has played 2 matches for them so far, by the way, this year, and he has a hat trick to his name. But last season, let me share this tab. Sorry. This is his heat map in the Belgian league that he played in. So if you look at it here underneath Paul, you can see the areas in which he occupied. And I would assume that this man could play on the left, on the right, down the middle, and that he can press. He's got pace, he has power, and he's a complete striker. He can finish with his left boot, his right boot. He's absolutely the guy that we need. He reminds me a lot of like Victor Osimhen, just not maybe a little less pacey than Osimhen from Napoli, but in the sense of he can head the ball and get it. Like if we have Perisic sending crosses into the box, it's not going to be a ground pass. It's going to be in the air. We need someone who can finish in the air. Richarlison could, maybe he did in the Champions League match versus Marseille, but outside of that, he really hasn't. But Gift Orban can head it. He can volley it. He can one-time it. He can take a man with the dribble. He can do it on the right, the left. I've seen it. I've seen it live in the Conference League. Say that again?
How tall is he?
He's 5'10", so just under 6 foot. He's not the tall, but the thing is, height only takes you so far. The man got aerial presence. I want to look at some of his stats here. Let's look at some of his stats. Maybe we can see. Aerial duels won 19%. I guess defensively he's not good aerially. I'll put it that way.
Oh, that's all right. Who cares about that?
Yeah, who cares about that? Yeah, but this man, I mean, this is. Stats only tell you half the story. I think your eyes will tell you the other half. And anytime I watch this man with my 2 eyes, he's absolutely phenomenal to watch. Reminds me every single time of Victor Osimhen, just a little bit thicker, maybe a little bit more girth. But his ability to press, I wouldn't be concerned with it. If you have pace and you have power, you can press. Quite frankly, as far as I see it, as long as you're not stubborn, you got pace and power, you can definitely press. Hey, Jacob. Long-suffering Spurs supporter, it takes its toll, but finally think we've got it right. Absolutely, Sam. Big up Mud FC. Orban reminds me of Kyogo at Celtic. Similar attributes. Interesting. Okay. That's a good shout. Let me know when you're in LA, brother. Got to grab a drink. Big up, Justin, LA. I used to go out there. Justin, I used to work for the Dallas Cowboys, and every year I'd spend about 2 months out there in the LA area. Technically, it wasn't LA, but it was Southern California. It was.
I've been to LA loads of times, man. It's
great place. I love it. Lost my wallet one time, and can't even remember the name of the beach now. Just I'm drawing up blank, but famous pier starts with an M, I think.
Santa Monica.
Maybe Santa Monica Pier. That's where it was. Santa Monica Pier. Fuck the seagulls. That's why I hate Brighton Seagulls. Is because of the seagulls out there in L.A. They're bastards. Burton on Trent. That's where IPA. Oh, okay. Big up Ron. Big up being here. Adekunle says, guys, don't mess with Texas. Push the channel to 2K tonight. Let's see. Are we even relatively close? We are. We are officially under 100 subs to hit 2K, 1,918. So ostensibly, we need 82 people. 82 people. I don't think it's going to happen, but if there's 82 of y'all that ain't subbed, go ahead and hit that sub. Let's hit that 2K tonight. But you know what? We might hit it this week. That'd be pretty sweet. But big up, everybody. Question, how often do you condition your hair? Only wash and condition my hair once, maybe twice a week. That's it. Because if you do it anymore, you will dry your hair out and it will fry it up. Greetings from the water winter wonderland. Big up, Mud. Dub Shaman, let's hope Orban will become the gift that keeps on giving. Absolutely. Gift didn't start playing football until he was 18, so was never coached as a kid. He's only 21 now. Well, if you can come that far in 3 years, imagine what he could do in 2 years under Ange Postecoglou. That would lead me to believe that he could be pretty damn special. Let's see. Irish Hotspur says, should we not be a bit more ambitious considering goal scoring at the highest level is the hardest thing to do in football? Let me ask you that, Paul. It's a great question. Shout out David, the Irish Hotspur, the one and only, my favorite place in YouTube. He says that maybe we should aspire for more. My thought is get Gift now and also get Tony now. So we get an Ivan Tony to join us in January. And we run with Gift, Orban, Richarlison, and Son for this moment and figure that out. Is that unambitious of me? Maybe is there someone out there that you think we could go and get that would show a little bit more ambition from us?
Yeah, see, I don't know the world market. I get what Dave's saying though, but I think we're going to be verging on if Sonny and Kulu,
Oh, hey. Hey.
If Sonny and Kulu, get their act together, then with Madison and Basuma and maybe a Sar or something, really that person I reckon up in the centre forward place, they're going to get a lot of service. So I don't know if we really need to be buying another. Well, I don't think we can really replace Harry Kane, so maybe we shouldn't be trying to. I mean, I can remember one year, it was a long time ago. In fact, on Spurs website, their new podcast, they've got an interview with the guy Clive Allen. Whereas I wouldn't say Clive Allen was a tremendously great player, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but when he had service, he was unstoppable. So, I don't know about getting a big name in or something like that. If gift's the guy. But does David have his eye on someone? Perhaps I don't know.
I wonder. Hey, Dave, if you're still in the chat, let us know who you want to come in. Also, if you want the link, Dave, you're always welcome on the channel. You know that, brother. So you can join the show if you want. Don't know how much longer we're going to be going, but for me, I think in this immediate market, there was a comment earlier that I just scrolled past from the Spurs fan, says Vlahovic. What do you think of Dusan Vlahovic out of Fiorentina? Had a down year with Juventus. Some people say it's the Allegri tax. Some people say he just don't got it. What would you say?
Itches, man. I like itches. So
Zedai says Orban, Eze, and a defender, please. I will take both of them. I will absolutely take both of them. Jacob was also early on Van de Veen. I'm just saying, Rich, it's nice that when people recognize
every inch of footage, man, every inch.
You better show me the data exchange, you bastard. Let me see it, man. Let me see it. Orban is good, a late bloomer. I also like what Derek Smith said here. It says, Gift Orban hasn't come up the usual channels. That makes him quite unpredictable, and that could definitely be a good thing. I agree with you.
Someone said something similar in my chat when I was streaming. That piqued my interest. I like the sound of that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. What's not to like from the sounds of that? Big up everybody in the chat right now. Still about 250 of y'all. Big ups. If anything, Paul, usually when the big numbers come in, they start to dwindle after a little bit because they're like, you know what? Fuck this American. He ain't talking about nothing. He keeps going on these tangents. He can barely focus on the subject.
What does a bloody American and Australian know about football, eh?
An American and Australian walk into a football pub. That sounds like the beginning of a joke. But big up everyone who has been here hitting the likes and participating in the poll. 168 votes, 144 likes. That's about the usual number. That's a good ratio to have. We're almost at, we've got over half of the amount of people to like the video that are watching. So big ups to them. Tom says Orban is like Defoe. If we can get another Jermaine Defoe, we might be all right, hanging on, figuring it out until Ivan Toney joins us in January. This is a new era, so we need to bring in young and upcoming players. If Brighton can do it, why not Spurs? Absolutely, Peter. This is why I love the Alejo Veliz, the Ashley Phillips, and the potential of a Gift Orban signing. Mickey Van de Veen. These are young players with a high ceiling. The data would suggest that these are a good gamble, so I like it.
I still think you need a couple of crusty old 30-year-olds to balance that youth with a bit of maturity and football savvy, though. So, yeah, I do like the lot of the young players, but I don't want to go overboard on it. Our average age when we played Brentford was 25, which is getting low, isn't it?
I don't mind it. I don't mind. Let the seasoned voice be the Sonny, the captain, and then your Romero and your Madison. They're old enough. They're seasoned enough. Madison's captain of Premier League side. We have a lot of. I would say we're all right with the old man voice. I would say, in my opinion, let the old man in the room be Ange Postecoglou.
Like the way they played, though, Destiny, Doggy, and Van de Ven, they didn't look like kids one bit, did they?
They didn't look like they were Premier League debuts as well.
Oh, yeah.
They looked absolutely phenomenal there in those two positions. Honestly, the back lines, the future's looking bright if we can get a decent right back in who can actually play right back.
Speaking of the right back, mind if I ask you a question here, Jacob?
Absolutely. I absolutely do not mind, Paul.
Okay. See, because I'm seeing a little bit of, a little bit of concern about Vicario, and I like him. I think I like footballs when they're a little goalkeepers when they're a little bit crazy and unpredictable. I think that's when you get them doing really good things, and I think he did some good saves, and I thought his distribution was fine. I'm not understanding why people are nervous about him yet. But you're a former man between the sticks. What's your take on it, man?
Honestly, a little crazy. And that's what I want to see
Yeah,
from my keeper. I want to see a
that's
little bit
right,
of a
man.
madman because
Lunatic.
he's not our captain. He doesn't need to be Mr. Politically Correct, Mr. Button-Up Tie, Hugo Lloris type. We need a guy back there yelling, shouting, flailing around, acting crazy. And he's shown ability. In the first match in Barcelona, he answered a couple of questions that I was actually looking to see him answer, which was, how does he handle a shot from deep? A lot of people saying, when you're critiquing the fact that, oh, he didn't punch it there, he should have punched it there, or excuse me, he should have caught it rather than punched it there. These are normal things. These are normal decisions to make. But when you're in the heat of battle and a shot's coming flying at you, you go with the safe bet. Safe bet is the punch. I always got ripped as a goalkeeper because I like to show off that I got these big, sturdy man hands and I'll catch anything that comes my way. But the reality is there's only so much muscle you can have in your hands to prevent a shot before your fingers just bend backwards. You know what I'm saying? So, punching it is always the safer option. In your Premier League debut, you're playing behind a line that you haven't seen before. You've never seen Van de Ven play alongside Romero in front of you. You've never seen them with Emerson Royale and Udogie. You know what I'm saying? It's all new and fresh. I don't blame the kid for some of the anxiousness he showed. Ball at his feet is kind of what we brought him in for, but what we saw was a little bit of
I like that though. I like because it makes it exciting. And he I don't think the goals, well, the penalty wasn't his fault, and I think the deflection, he was really unlucky. But I like a little bit, I like it when players generally take risks, and because that's when you get something out of the ordinary happening, something superb. And now and then, the risks don't pay off, but I'd rather they do that. So like when he came running out, 5 miles out of his area, he still cleared it.
Yeah, and I was muted there, so love that.
Oh, I was thinking,
you done pissed me off, Paul. I want to say big ups to everyone who's here, new and old. I do appreciate you. If you're new and you haven't told me where you're checking in from, do let me know where you are tapping in from. Again, want to say special shout out to Sean with Spurs Talk Show for sending some folks on my way, and we're getting the numbers up. We're almost on 2K tonight. We almost have 2K, 75 more subscribers. The channel hits 2K tonight. It could happen this week. I'm not going to get my hopes up, but you know what? I always saw this channel somewhere around 1,000, maybe 1,500 subs, and then everyone would say, oh, forget about that American. But the fact that the subs continue to go up, the likes, the views, there's 250 of y'all chilling with me on this Tuesday evening, makes me very happy and very hopeful for not only for Spurs fans, but for this Spurs fan channel, because everyone's welcome here with your opinions, even if they're outlandish. Again, I like to say I called players, right, Paul? Like, oh, I called it. Van de Ven's a stud, and then we get him, and he's a stud. And the same thing with Gift Orban, and then a couple other youngsters that we didn't get. But I do get it wrong. I am a human. I am a fan of Adama Traore, so judge me as you will. I love me some pace and power and a little bit of greasy arms at the same time. Girth, pace, power, you got it all. That's why I love Destiny Udogie. Personally, Destiny Ugodi. But
whereas I don't make predictions or calls on players, I just limit it to managers. So Ange Postecoglou was my call back in February, and look where we are now.
Look where we are, indeed. Look at us now. Look at us now. I think there's a lot of things to be positive about, at least from what we saw. Brentford tore us apart last season.
Absolutely.
And Wemo looked world class without an Ivan Toney last season. He was sitting on a hat trick. And what did he do this time? He could have had that. He did have it on a plate right in front of him. So maybe it's good. Maybe it's good that we played him this early. They're not quite firing on all cylinders. Got in his head. Yeah, there we go.
2 foot out.
For everyone talking about Veliz, I'm a little behind in the chat. Sorry about that, but everyone talking about Veliz, I don't think we'll see him this weekend, nor do I think we'll see him anytime soon. I've been saying this too, Tom. Nico Williams is my right wing replacement for Kulusevski. At least someone to light a fire up under Kulu's ass to show him, come on, let's get it together. Big up, Mile High Hotspur. Hey. Today's his birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Leo. Big ups, buddy. Hope you've been enjoying it. I will definitely shoot you a text after this show, my friend. Happy birthday. Did not know. Nico, Inaki, all the Williams. I'll take Nico. Inaki's a little old, but he is durable. Inaki Williams, I think he set the record for most consecutive matches played, like something crazy like that. Question: any news on center backs? No, Chris. Haven't seen anything on my end. Paul, I think he's diligently doing research. I see his eyes. He's furling his brow. He's definitely research.
No, sorry, man. I was just
Nope.
looking at my subscriber count. It's been stuck on 12.99 for a couple of days, and I'm just waiting for it to tick over. But the thing about the number of subscribers, there's always a bloody another number, isn't there? So you're going to get to 2,000 today, hopefully with a bit of luck, and then you'll be going, oh, I want 3,000 now. It's never enough.
Oh, well, I haven't seen anything. Let me keep going on in the chat here. Y'all are absolutely killing it tonight. 161 likes. How many votes we got in the poll? 180 votes. That's only 19 people who don't want to bring free beer to the party. So big up, Phil Coys. Big up El Cocarrel, my friend.
Hey,
big up. Good to see you here. They're talking to each other. Dry Rose Penis says, question, how do you feel about Orban twerking for almost every club in Europe he follows? Arsenal. What I will say about this is he did take a little bit of the piss out of Arsenal last season. He said he'd rather play for United, Liverpool, or City because Arsenal doesn't look like they want to win trophies, and he doesn't want to go there. So I already love him. He's fully
I like him.
poised.
Get him in. That'll do.
Question: did you see our Italian stallion smile this weekend when he murdered Veliz? I did see the picture, and I did see the admin taking the piss. Props, giving you some props. By the way, Paul, I'm in your neighboring country of Fiji, says Ron. There you go.
Yeah, about 10 hours away.
The most I know about Fiji is the water bottle. They used to have a nice little waterfall in the back of the Fiji water bottles. Kulu's son need to be in the middle, says Beer Talk. Balpinder says, question, what do you think about players plus when we buy players might help get rid of some of the Deadwood? I agree. We need to get these Deadwood. We need to sell Deadwood before we even keep bringing players in. We need to sell some players. We need to see some outgoings. Personally, Dyer has to go now. But big up. SOF says we scored 2. The defense once again let us down. Absolutely. But in this style of play, our defense.
I don't think it let us down.
I think there was a moment, and then Sonny in the box, which is a questionable call. But I think, in large, our left side of the defense was a lot better than what I saw last season. I was seeing Davies get torn up all last season. Davies and Perisic all last season getting torn up on our left-hand side.
Man.
Don't even remind me of Sessegnon.
Oh.
Don't even remind me. Anyone share an opinion that Ben White style of player would be massive for us, a utility defender who can play across the back line? Woodsy, Sava suggested something on Sean's show earlier. What about Christian Romero in that Emerson Royale role? And then we get in another center back, and we have Van de Veen, that center back, and then Romero as a right back. But positionally, you know how it's fluid, Paul, and it all plays out. We don't see him play as high. He can still drag the ball up and connect those passes like Emerson does, but defensively he might be more sound at preventing crosses into the box, because I think that's where Royale was showing his holes yesterday. But it was just a thought, just something to think about, a potential. I like that Ange is fluid, and he always says all players must play multiple positions and they must be fluid. So you never know. Mr. DK says, do not be hard on Richie. I blame Richie as much as I blame Son and as much as I blame Kulu. I think they all equally share some blame.
But so far, Richarlison is no share of me.
He is definitely no share of me. If you know, you know. Big up guest with the smiley face. Mick Dundee. Hey, from Melbourne, Australia. Big up, Mick Dundee. Not Crocodile Dundee, but Mick Dundee. I like that. Richie is not him, says Mud. El Tel Cocarrel. Have we signed Dyer's replacement? Have we got anyone wishing to buy 10 of our draws? Not yet, anyway. Let's see. Space Barm Garner says, Jacob, your accent is like buttery melted marshmallow. Keep it up. Thank you very much for that. That is a great compliment I don't think I've ever gotten in my life. I don't know if I ever will get another compliment like that in my life, but big ups. Dry Rose Peanut. If I had to describe the vibes tonight, I'd say immaculate. Dry Rose Peanut knows the routine. We like to keep vibes immaculate here. Oh, I do apologize. I see now I have a couple super chats I haven't gotten to. Let me go ahead and pull them up. Tim Falco in the house with the first super chat. Just want to support the channel before bed. Big up. Big up, Tim Falco. That is a new name in the chat. And you're new here and you hit the super chat. Big up yourself right now, Tim Falco. I do appreciate you doing that. Showing some support before bed. Wherever you're laying your head down. Might be the UK. It's nighttime time over there. So good night, sir. Have a great rest of your evening and an even better tomorrow. Appreciate you being here, showing some love. We also got Neil Shafton with a $1.99, says Thousand Oaks or Oxnard when working for Jerry. It was Oxnard. It was Oxnard. They've gone there like 20 some years. They've revamped the whole area now, and it looks completely different than when I was there. But yes, from 2013 to 2018, I worked there. So if you look at any training camp photos from the seasons of those, you'll see a guy with very long hair holding a camera that's on a really tall stick. That is me. A lot of fun out there. Had a lot of fun out there. Big ups. Big ups. Glad to see that you recognize. You realize real recognize real, and I see myself a couple times, as I like to say. Let's see. Where was I in the chat? I might have skipped some people, but I'm so sorry. Rich in the house says, not saying your voice is soothing, Jacob, but every time I listen to your show, my cat sleeps next to me on the sofa. That's got to be a good sign, clearly. Clearly doing something right. If the pussy is sleeping, the pussy knocked out, clearly I did something. All right. That's what I like to say. But big up, Rich. Isn't 4 enough in the system? Don't know what you're talking about there. Let's see. Nothing believable until they're holding up the shirt. Yeah, you're right. I mean, but this is just what we saw. And this person got over 200,000 some odd people following him on the Twitter that must think he's credible to some extent. Agreed personal terms, but we'll probably rush him over the line on the transfer deadline day. You're probably right there, Space Bar Gamer. Space Bar Gamer. There it is. I thought it was like Baumgartner or something. Space Bar Gamer. Big up, Space Bar Gamer. New name in the chat as well. Maddie Hayes. I don't know what this is about, but shout out. Big up. Let's see. I'm talking to someone there.
Internet in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, calm down.
Big up, Insman TV. Good to see you in the house. Congrats on the 1K as well. Another great Liverpool channel out there. Him, Insman holding it down. Big up yourself, says big up chat. Big up, bro. Big up yourself right now. How can you go wrong with a player named Gift? Yeah, it sounds. And we also got another guy named Destiny. It's almost Gift could be our destiny if you see it in some way. Hit that like and subscribe. Appreciate that, Insman. Appreciate you coming over here to show some support. Gift Orban has started following Spurs on socials. Last season, he did. It is worth noting, last season, Gift Orban did follow all Big Six and Newcastle. So it wasn't recently he just started following us. I know we like to think that is true, but it is not, unfortunately. Udoji, best left wing back here from Derby and Derbyshire. Big up. Derbyshire. Sorry, a.k.a. the Shire. Big up everybody out there in the Shire. Derbyshire. Sorry, I just don't.
Derbyshire.
Might be a trash source, says C. Shearman. He's saying it might be trash source. What are we saying? Gift now, Tony in January. I say get them both now, and then we get them coming back to us in January as far as Ivan Tony goes. That'd be pretty nice. Tim Falco says also, why aren't we bidding for Amrabat? Would be ideal for our number 6. That's a great choice. But I think he wants to go to United, so I think if he had to choose, he'd probably pick United over us. Big up Daniel. Big up Zakawe. At least we don't have blood on our hands. He's 20 and he can press. Don't know what that means either. Paul was calling for Ange months ago. Absolutely he was. He was the prophesizer of Ange Postecoglou, the one and only. Of course, he was the only one. He was the first person who ever mentioned his name to me. We are going to go ahead and be ending off the show here very shortly. So get any final things you want in the chat. I am missing a lot of the chat. It's constantly refreshing, and there's more and more comments that I'm seeing. So I do humbly apologize very much to everyone who's here that you're like, oh, I thought he was going to read my comment and I did not. I see that Zakawe subbed. There's my son. He's ready for daddy to be done with the stream. Did you hear that, Paul? You're looking around. You're like, what was that? Stepped on a kiwi or something. Hey. I don't know how kiwis sound personally. Warren Parker's in the house, says it's time for an here we go. Stop hearing Spurs looking to have an interesting player. Get that young forward in. Absolutely agree, Warren Parker. Big up Irish Hotspur, says Jacob, you're smashing it, bro. Proud of you. If I made the Irish Hotspur proud, then I'm doing something all right.
Not a bad day.
Not a bad day, right? You're doing something all right. Zakawe says, like your style. I do appreciate that as well. Big up Neil Shafton for the super chat. I just heard Spurs don't even put a bid in. Is that true? Allegedly we have, but allegedly Gent wants more. And I keep saying allegedly because what do we actually know? And I don't know. Minish Man says 5'10", he's ain't even bad. Messi's 5'7", and he used to play center forward. That is a very good point as well. Let's see. Let me make sure. Oh, there's my son. Meta Football TV's in the house. Big up. Chris Peters. Vlahovic is great, but would he want to come to Spurs? Great question. Let's see here. Jacob has a stress ball because I rolled up. No, it helps me focus. Someone with attention deficit disorder, my mind is like a squirrel in a forest full of trees, and you never quite know what topic or branch I'm going to be running along. And honestly, I do this because like just squeezing something helps me like try and stay focused. And I had a whole bunch of topics to talk about for the show because I didn't expect over 200 people to be in the house, but you know what, y'all made the show what it is every single time. And Paul, absolutely enjoy. Paul, I haven't put let me put your title in the thing so we can get promoting your channel as well. Here it'll be very easy. Let's see, with at Hotspur Hippie. There you go. Save. Boom. Thanks, man. In the title, you will see the Hotspur Hippie. Click that. Please do go subscribe over there. But what do you think, Paul, real quick, while I run through some more of this chat before we end off the show? My wife and my son are waiting for me very adamantly to finish the show. But I want to ask you before I do any of that. Let me ask you, Paul. Orban, Tony, do you think we need another in our attack?
I don't know if we need both of them, actually. Orban, that would do, wouldn't it? I don't know. I've got reservations about Tony. Just because he'll have been out of the game for a bit. Where's his head at? Has he got his issues sorted out? Whereas Orban seems to be gagging for it, from what I can see. So I don't know if we need to. I don't know. We still got Dane Scarlett hanging around as well. Maybe there's something in him. I don't know if there is or not, but I don't know. I'm quite content with the way things are going. If this is going to be, which would be going against past performance with our owners and managers. But if Ange has got this time 4 years, then Rome wasn't built in a day or 23 years or whatever. I'm quite content so far. I just want to see it evolve a bit more. Okay. Maybe keep calm a bit until January, and then we'll see. Because Ange's got what he kind of did at Celtic was, and what he did at Yokohama was he gets the players playing his way, and then he can identify what needs to be, tweaked and swapped out. But if you just throw a whole load of new players, you might be throwing the baby out with the bathwater sometimes.
Absolutely. Big up Kaylee Davis, Seattle, my favorite city. If I could live anywhere in the U.S., it would definitely be Seattle. Love the weather out there personally. Louisville, Colorado in the house. Big up. Smash the subs, guys. That's coming from Spurs Talk Show. Big shout out to Spurs Talk Show. He hit that 15K earlier. Shout out to Spurs Talk Show every single time. Appreciate you. Always showing love and supporting here. United Spurs of America. What a great guy. Appreciate him very much. It's because you're a good lad, Jacob says it always. Appreciate that. I try to be as good of a person as I can. Let's see. Y'all having a little talk about Vicario Sicario. Veliz looked like my Puerto Rican nephew, says Chris Peters. That's interesting. Big up Sean each and every time. Also, there's a super chat as I see him. Mexico, of course. Appreciate that. Gift Orban agrees on personal terms to Spurs. Yes, he does, Monkey Trident. I got it right here. Got it highlighted right here. You can read it right there. He has agreed to terms, allegedly. Big up every single person in the chat right now. I don't think I've missed anybody. I don't think I've missed saying hello to anybody, but I do apologize. I do have to end the stream off. I will see who's live after this, but I will redirect you there. And trust me, anywhere I send you is very much a trusted place. But Paul, where can people find you? I have your title tagged in, or your name in the title, tagged in the title, etc. Hopefully you can go over there and get some people can go over there and get some subscriptions for you. It's all free. Cursor's here. He's hitting the like. He's subscribing. So we're all good there. And then real quick, this question: does anyone fear that Sonny might be done? No, I don't. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But big up everybody in the chat. Y'all been absolutely killing it. It's a big day for the channel whenever I can't read through everybody's chat because y'all are absolutely killing it. But honestly, it means a lot to me more than I can explain. I see 193 votes in the chat, with 48% saying Orban's fully Coys, start him at the 9 as soon as possible, and the other 31% saying he's coming but won't start right away. I will go ahead and end that poll very shortly, but please do, if you enjoyed your time, if you're new, hit that subscribe, hit that like while you're on the way out, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening and whatever you may do. Got another couple super chats rolling in here late. Kaylee Davis, here's a couple bucks from Seattle for you. There we go. Appreciate the love. USA all the way. I did attend an MLS match there at the Seattle Sounders Stadium, actually the Seattle Seahawks Stadium. I love that stadium. I was also there when the Cowboys played Seattle, and it was one of the loudest stadiums I've ever been in. So shout out to Seattle every time. Appreciate you showing. First time in the chat as well, and you already hit us with a super chat. You appreciate that. That goes a long way. That's an extra step above and beyond hitting that like and subscribe, and I do appreciate it. Rich as well, YouTube chat member, hit me with a super chat late saying, quiz. He knows the sign off. We will do the sign off in just 1 second, but let me make sure that I didn't miss anybody. Good night, Monkey. Good night, Peters. I do appreciate. What's the next time you got going on over at your channel there, Paul?
Oh, I don't know. I might upload a video today when I'm walking about. I might do a stream tonight. I'm not big on planning. So if you wanna catch me, and I don't like saying this, but if you want to click subscribe and hit the bell, then you'll find out when I'm on. It's usually 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 in the evening, Australian time, whatever that is. So, but I flit in and out.
Well, there you go. Hit that notification bell and you will never miss another stream. But big up everybody who has been here. I want to say shout out to all the new names, all the old names that have been here. Clap Clicks is in the house. Yeah, go ahead.
I forgot. People can also catch me on doing pre-match build-ups on the Irish Hotspur on David and Jack's channel there, and
there you go.
Now and then on We Are Tottenham TV as well.
All right. I like that very much. Irish Hotspur is a great place to be. Go subscribe over there if you haven't already. Please do. Big up everyone from Australia. Good morning. I hope you have a great rest of your day. For everyone tuning in the UK, I hope you sleep well, have sweet dreams, and your tomorrow is even better than your today. And for anyone out here in the States, I want to say I hope you have a great evening. Enjoy yourself some dinner. Hug your loved ones. Love each other. Spread immaculate vibes wherever you go. Keep the vibes immaculate is kind of a saying that I don't necessarily live by, but I try to. And that's all we can do is try to live by immaculate vibes. But I do want to say I appreciate every single one who tapped in. 179 people hit that like. That's absolutely phenomenal.
Awesome, man.
I also want to say special shout out as well to everyone been asking questions. Again, sorry if I missed anybody, but absolutely blinders today. Tim Falco with the first super chat of the day. First time here, any super chat. I think that's Matt Doherty, an AI Matt Doherty back there. I don't know. And big up Neil Shafton as well, coming in with the second one. And it was Oxnard. You were right, Neil Shafton. I couldn't think of the name. Is Oxnard. There's another little city that's next to them. They have a state fair or a city fair every time we're there, and I always get them mixed up. But big up Neil Shafton, big up Kaylee Davis, first time here, hitting us with a super chat, and Rich, YouTube chat member, hitting us with a super chat. I do appreciate that. And again, you don't have to go above and beyond. I do appreciate everyone who does go above and beyond in supporting this channel. But hitting a like, hitting a subscribe, and participating in the chat, commenting if you're watching this on playback, it goes very much a long way. 197 votes in the chat, absolutely phenomenal. 182 likes, really great ratio, shows that we're all here showing a lot of love, and honestly that's kind of what we do this for. So without further ado, let me say it's getting a little not famous, Paul, but it's synonymous with the channel, right? The sign off is becoming kind of synonymous with the channel. So I will go ahead and hit you with the sign off. Dry roast peanut, if you're out there, you already know what I'm going to say, and that is stay fresh, stay blessed, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs. And Paul? Coys. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Coys, go.
United Spurs of America. your hosts, Michael and Jacob.